Tonight on the podcast, we are going to be talking about Batman's rating, the Peacemaker, Boba Fett, and the fact that Andrew Garfield loves to lie. That and much, much more here on the Absolute Geek Podcast. It is Friday night in Phoenix, Arizona, and you are listening to the best damn podcast on the interwebs, not just geek, but of all time. My name is Max.
I'm Lance.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Lance. Matt is in the chat, and he is razzing us already. Just had a kid, and he still can't let go of the show. We love the dedication.
I was just saying, too, he better not give us too much grief, because there's many times that he as well has been late. So, so don't be a hypocrite, Matt. I couldn't get my headphones to connect to my freaking computer. It was driving me nuts. The freaking Windows has got to make the Bluetooth pairing thing so convoluted, and it's been a couple weeks since I've been on the show, so I feel like I'm a little out of sorts.
You're rusty.
I'm rusty. I'm usually rusty, though. Bullshit, Matt. Says he's never late.
He is rarely late. Matt is on top of things usually. Yeah, well,
one time I was late because people were supposed to come on and it was just me and nobody was here.
You were late.
My first. I was like 15 minutes late because people that were supposed to be on the show are not punctual. So it was just myself. So I mean, I guess next time I could just go live if everybody wants to see my beautiful mug. But I didn't have much to talk about on a solo act. So, dude, can I just say COVID sucks?
You can say that. You are allowed to say that.
I had COVID and the flu together. My wife did as well. And we were out of commission for 2 weeks. Like literally couldn't get out of bed. It was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. It was awful.
Yeah, Lance came over and started coughing on my family. And so now
there's no way your wife got it from me. There's no freaking way, dude. We hadn't seen you guys for like 15 days.
I'm just giving you a hard time, buddy. My wife isn't feeling great, and my son has an ear infection.
Well, ear infections are not transmittable.
No, I know, but he could have COVID. We don't know. He got the swab today at his doctor's appointment. But hey, big congratulations to Matt. He had his baby this week.
Yeah, I was trying to find the picture and I can't find it. I want to put it on the screen.
Yeah, if you can find it, please do. If it was me, I'd have to.
I hope that's okay. He says, "I'm happy to see you recovered from the industrial head buffer accident." I got to tell you, dude, they need to put a warning on those machines. Like, they can get away from you.
It's true.
I use the head buffer. Yeah, well, you use the lawnmower for back here and then the buffer for up here, right?
Yes.
So you have the double whammy of things potentially going wrong. Here it is. All right, so let me. I hope Matt doesn't get mad. He put it on Facebook, so I'm assuming it's something I can share. So
yeah, he's literally telling us he sent it in the chat. He's good with it.
So share screen.
So I'm gonna say before you. Yeah, there you go. So here's what I'm gonna say first and foremost: adorable.
She is beautiful.
And second of all, C-section babies don't look like aliens. Like.
No, they come out perfect, dude. except for my nephew, who's beautiful and is in it. I'm not gonna say, but when he was born, those first few days, because they were trying to do it naturally, he wouldn't fit, so he comes out and his head's just like this cone, like he had this from where he was just ramming up against the clavicle. I guess I don't know, not clavicle. That's in your collarbone, right?
James was really cone headed because they had to use the suction to get him out of there.
Oh yeah. But beautiful, man, baby.
She's beautiful.
They do not have a name yet, correct? Is that my understanding? At least I haven't seen a name yet.
I just saw Matet.
Matet. I like it.
Yeah, Matet.
Sounds very French.
Mathilde. Maybe she's gonna be Mathilde.
How about Matilda?
Yeah, speaking of
Which
Matilda,
you and I had an argument about that. Max did not like the movie Matilda. Is that what? Am I remembering that correctly?
I'm just neither here nor there for it. I saw it growing up, and I don't have any nostalgia factor for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it.
It's a Danny DeVito great.
I didn't even know he was in it.
Yeah, and his wife, their husband and wife in the movie, his real life wife.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if I have seen the whole movie. I know I've seen portions, but I'm wondering if like it was just on when I was at friends' houses and I've only seen snippets of it.
Oh, it's great, man. I love that movie. No name yet. Well,
no use for a name.
Oh, that's a great name. I say that we our listeners tonight should offer their best suggestions for Matt's baby's name. Keep it.
Great idea.
Come on, guys. Let's keep it respectful at least, but because I could only imagine some of the things Kyle would come up with. Let's name her Booger Fest or something. I don't know. Even that is too lame for Kyle's sake. But dude, Peacemaker, and then Boba Fett, and we got some headlines, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm excited to talk about Peacemaker, dude.
That's gonna cap off our show tonight. That'll be the last thing we talk about. So let's get into some geek news. Geek news, yeah,
fuck yeah, excellent. Party time.
First and foremost, we have Matt Damon to blame for Ben Affleck leaving the Batman role. If you want to blame anybody, don't blame poor working conditions. Don't blame alcoholism. Don't blame depression. Blame Matt Damon. It's all his fault.
So I read this, and I highly doubt it was the only factor.
No, it wasn't.
He's come out pretty strongly against Joss Whedon and the reshoots. Like,
did you read the whole article?
There's been several articles about this, so I don't know what you're referring to.
Fair enough. I only read one article, and I'm sure different things were said in them. But the article basically just says they're best friends. Ben Affleck was already considering, leaving the role because he was depressed. It pushed him back into alcoholism. It just wasn't a good fit. Like, his life was just not in a good place, which is what his whole, like, the Way Back movie is about. That's what makes that movie so good. But no, it was just like he talked to his best friend, and his best friend was like, dude, this is a destructive thing in your life. Move on. And he was saying how he likes it.
Sometimes that, like, the best friend isn't there to, like, make your decision for you. They're just there to reinforce a decision you already made for yourself that you don't fully realize, right?
Yeah,
Max, there's been plenty of times I've come to you like with a dilemma, and I've already have a decision in my head. I just need you to say, like, yeah, you're making the right decision type thing. Like, I bet that's what this is.
For sure. I would imagine the same thing. I just thought it was funny to say that it's Matt Damon's fault. Like, anyone who's paid attention knows that, like, Ben Affleck did it for his mental health and for his just life to be more balanced, and completely respect that. Like, I find it a bummer because I thought he did such a great job in that role, but
I think it's funny how, like, Batman is like one of the only major superheroes I can think of where there is so much inner turmoil associated with the roles in the movie. You notice that, like, Heath Ledger went through some stuff and got super, he mixed a bunch of drugs that shouldn't have been mixed and was going through depression and all these other things. And, like, there's been a lot of Batman stories about how difficult the role is, and it's probably because it's so dark. I would say
it's dark. It's physically demanding.
Joker, Joaquin Phoenix had to go through some pretty heavy stuff.
I can only imagine playing the Joker, man. It's got to be rough. I don't know what Jared Leto went through, but I know he played it, very method, to where everyone had to call him Mr. J on set. I mean, I don't know. He must have had
Jared Leto,
some counseling after that.
Jared Leto's issues were done by the public, attacking him. I would say. I mean, but he was giving he's said like he gave a gift to Margot Robbie of like a dead rat or something like that.
It's freaking
Like,
creepy.
yeah, like no thanks. Maybe it's just Warner Brothers. Maybe Warner Brothers makes you crazy.
Well, I mean, there's definitely some proof to that. At least based on like what Ray Fisher has said. Gal Gadot has come out and said it. It's not just Joss Whedon, but they've talked about the fact that the higher ups at WB are bad.
Yeah, Jeff Johns got some flack, and right.
Yeah. They need some reform over there, man. I don't know.
Martian 2, Back to Mars, bitch. That's Matt Damon's next movie. I'll watch that.
Yeah, and if you guys saw The Last Duel, Ben Affleck plays a role in that, and he talked about how great that was to not be the lead character and to just like be a character that no one likes, because he's completely unlikable. If you've seen The Last Duel, his character. And honestly, it took me a while to realize that it was him. I'm watching the movie and I was like halfway through and I'm like, wait, that's Ben Affleck. Because the makeup work they do on him makes him look so different.
I think it's funny they both have those kind of roles, because Matt Damon was in one of the Marvel movies and you couldn't recognize him, like very briefly.
Oh, when he was Loki?
No. He's before that. He's a redneck on the back of a truck. I forget what movie it is.
That's right. Was that Captain Marvel?
Maybe. Because Ragnarok was when he was Loki, right?
Yeah.
No. In Ragnarok, Loki was Chris Hemsworth's brother, Luke.
No, he was Thor.
Oh, whatever. What the fuck? I don't care.
Matt Damon was Loki in that.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one the truck driver one is, though. It might have been Captain Marvel.
Maybe.
Or Guardians of the Galaxy? Maybe Guardians 2?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's right at the beginning of the movie. Another piece of Batman news. Surprising, I think.
I didn't know that.
The Batman is rated PG-13. So this is why I wanted to bring it in. I'm not surprised at all. I think it would have been cool for it to be rated R, but I didn't think there was a world where it would happen. Why are you disappointed by this?
It's just because the trailer looks so dark. It looks darker than even Christopher Nolan's movies. And I think that there's room in the world for a rated R Batman movie. Like, I think there is too, but here's what I'll say. Batman doesn't kill, right?
So other than the fact that like you're not going to have F-bombs, it's still going to be plenty violent. Like PG-13,
Batman killed in the last movie, didn't he? Wasn't that the whole thing? He killed a bunch of people at the train station?
He did, yes. Batman and BVS killed people, but traditionally Batman doesn't. And even that Batman was just beating the crap out of guys. Like that fight scene at the warehouse is the best Batman fight scene I've ever seen. And technically the extended cut makes it rated R, but the original cut wasn't that different. And it was still amazing. So I don't think it's a big deal. PG-13, you can get some real nice fist fights going on, which is what Batman's all about. So.
I just think that there's room in this world for a rated R Batman movie. Like
you just want to see a Batman Catwoman sex scene. That's what this is about.
No, but Joker was so good. And Joker is a hard R, right?
Oh yeah.
And Joker is so good. And Deadpool has been so good. And the Punisher TV series, which would probably be rated R if it was a movie, right? Daredevil. All these really, I don't want to say risque because that makes it sound sexual, but these balls to the walls movies. There's room in this universe for a rated R Batman movie, for a rated R Batman franchise, especially if they are going on this whole route of having their DCEU and then having these little side stories like this one is supposed to be, right? Like if they go that route, why not have a rated R Batman movie? I just think
money.
Marketability. I don't like when these movies, like they probably set out to make this PG-13 when they were writing it and when they created it. And I think the movies are better when they don't have those barriers of when they're trying to fit into a certain rating, right? I think that's what makes Deadpool so good. Sure,
and I agree. It's funny. I don't even necessarily mean to. I don't usually pay attention anymore to like the rating of TV shows that I'm watching because I'm a grown up and that doesn't matter really. As a kid, I had to worry about it more because my parents had rules. But I find that mostly what I watch is TV mature stuff when I'm watching TV. It's just what I enjoy more. I like that there's not as much restriction on it, and that you just get like a fully fledged story, and it's not like
It's a
hampered.
creative piece, right?
Yeah, Yellowstone, but like Yellowstone's not like that bad. It's not like
Oh,
very
dude,
raunchy, and
there's tits in it all the time.
no, pretty rarely.
Well, enough to make it
No, I get it. I get why
R.
it's TV. What I'm trying to say is it's not like Game of Thrones all over. Like it's like all the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, I, I enjoy shows that can be what they want to be. But
Yeah.
I'm stoked for Batman. I don't think it needs to be rated R. I get why they did it. I would have been really surprised if it was R. And what's funny is earlier this week I was just thinking, hey, they haven't given Batman a rating. Is it going to be R? Is that why they've waited so long to say anything? And then like 2 days ago, they came out and said, nope, PG-13.
Well, I also read that there's potential that this movie gets pushed.
I did see something like that, and I hope that that's wrong.
Well, it was supposed to be my birthday outing, remember? It comes out the day after my birthday.
I was stoked, and there's really not much coming out until this. This is like the
Morbius
next big
got
movie.
pushed to what, April?
Yeah.
And then Doctor
Uncharted
Strange come out.
But like
Uncharted's February, right?
Yeah, it comes out before this. I'm not stoked for it, but I'm going to see it. Leftover Zaggy says it's going to bomb. Riddler looks bunk, and Penguin didn't finish.
I think Penguin looks awesome. I think Riddler looks stupid as shit.
I think the entire movie looks amazing. I think Penguin looks a little silly. Colin Farrell.
I think Penguin looks awesome.
He looks good, but he also, because I know it's Colin Farrell, it's funny.
He looks better than the one from Gotham.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't even fat.
Yeah.
And
did they ever make him fat? I can't remember. In the finale, did they put him in a fat suit?
Oh, I don't know. I stopped watching.
Oh, I got to the finale.
I think it's going to be good, but I do think the Riddler looks dumb. Like, I don't understand why they had to change him. What's so hard? Like, maybe he didn't have to wear a bright green suit with question marks all over it, like Jim Carrey. Or no, Jim Carrey wasn't even wearing a suit. It was like a Speedo, wasn't it? Or spandex. Yeah, with purple. Yeah, so you don't have to go that route where it's so campy, but you could put him in a suit and like my favorite versions of the Riddler. He's like in a suit. He's wearing that, that hat, and he's got the cane, and he looks very like almost prestigious. Like, and that to me adds to the creep factor. You know what I mean? Like when he's so debonair almost that.
I get what you mean. And who knows? Maybe we'll see something like that in the movie. I don't think so. I don't think that's the tone they're going for. I love it. I think he looks freaking creepy. He looks scary.
And it's Paul Dano, right?
Yes. So Matt says the new costume makes him look like a psychotic Zodiac killer. Yeah, I agree. I think it fits the tone of the movie. I think it looks really cool. I cannot wait for this. I really hope it doesn't get delayed. I mean, if it has to get delayed because there's like special effects that need to be redone or cutting or whatever, I get it. But I hope it doesn't get delayed. I just want to see this movie.
See, when Paul Dano got cast, dude, I was like, oh, dude. Like, I had in my mind's eye an image of him like in that suit with the cane. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to remember what cover it is, and I wish Matt was here. He could help me. But it's like, it's Riddler, and he's got both hands on the head of his cane, and he's kind of standing there, and there's a lot of shadowing and stuff. But it's just an image of him.
I know,
from, like, the waist up.
I know what you're talking
about. Awesome image, and that to me is like prototypical Riddler. And when they announced Paul Dano, I was like, oh yeah, that fits. You know what I mean? So I was kind of hoping they went that route. I'm still reserving my judgment. Like, the movie looks awesome. I can overlook that. You know what I mean? I overlooked it in Spider-Man 1. I thought Green Goblin looked ridiculous.
Yeah, I think we've all.
But we overlooked it.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can overlook this. It's not going to be a make or break. I think Penguin looks badass. I don't agree with the Penguin looking bad.
I don't think he looks bad. I just think it's just funny that it's Colin Farrell. That's all. Because Colin Farrell is known as being this very good looking guy, and now you've got him in this fat suit, and he looks so like grotesque and like not good at all.
Well, he's not so good looking because they replaced him in Fantastic Beasts with Johnny Depp. But that still doesn't make sense to me. That whole thing. It's Colin Farrell, then it's Johnny Depp.
Well, it's a polyjuice potion thing. Or was it polyjuice potion, or I can't remember, but
You're
Anyway,
a gigantic nerd.
I am. I
And
literally
now it's gonna
just
be somebody else, right?
rewatched. Yeah, it's going to be Mads Mikkelsen, and I literally just rewatched the whole Harry Potter series this week. Maybe
They
last
should
week.
have just
but-
gotten Colin Farrell again. That would have made more sense.
Well, Colin Farrell was a different character that Johnny that Grindelwald was just impersonating. So it wouldn't make
Oh.
sense for it to be Colin Farrell again because
Shows you how much I remember that movie.
Yeah. They got rid of Johnny Depp because he didn't do anything wrong, but in the court of public opinion, he did until more information came out. I'm still pissed about that. Like, I love Mads Mikkelsen, and honestly, I think he's going to be better at the role than Johnny Depp was. But I just don't think.
Is that from Doctor Strange? Is that the same guy?
Yeah, it's the villain from Doctor Strange, the first James Bond. Well, not the first James Bond, but Casino Royale. Amazing actor. He's such a good villain. So I'm stoked.
I wasn't really that big of a fan of him in Doctor Strange.
And Doctor Strange, he wasn't as good, but I've seen him in other things, and I just love him. I thought he was super good in Casino Royale.
Yeah,
I think it's a good fit for him. I think it's going to be cool. But
yeah, what's next?
The Book of
Boba
already?
Fett. I thought you had 4 headlines.
I do, but I'm breaking things up.
Look at you
doing a review, and then we're going to do 2 more headlines.
Keeping me on my toes.
This is what Matt does too. It keeps the flow going.
Can the uneducated Star Wars guy talk first about this?
Absolutely, please do.
I'm kind of let down by it. There's some really cool scenes. But I'm not feeling the same level of excitement that I do from Mandalorian.
Well, me neither.
And it kind of seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, 'cause like I said, I'm the uneducated Star Wars guy. It kind of to me seems like a money grab.
It is a money grab, and I think it's poorly written. And I think long-term fans of Boba Fett are probably going to wish this was never made. I don't know. I really hope it gets better. But I thought Boba Fett in Mandalorian Season 2 was great. I loved seeing him there. I loved the action sequences with him. When they announced that they were doing his own show, I mean, you can go back at Couch Crunchers. I'm sure I've said it on here. I wasn't on board. I said, this is a weird idea. Why are you doing this? I don't understand.
I agree. Leftovers Aggie. I agree with he says it has too much going on and there's too many flashbacks. Sometimes I don't even realize that we're in a flashback until you start seeing what are those the creatures that he's living with? What are their names? The ones with the mask and they kind of grunt and they first have
the Tuscans.
Yeah. There's sometimes that it's showing us a flashback and I don't even realize it's a flashback until they show the Tuscans. Like 5 minutes into the scene.
That does happen. And there is too much back and forth. I understand what they're trying to do, but I feel like I was surprised when they continue to do flashbacks after the first episode. When they were doing it in the first one, I was like, oh, maybe the whole first episode is going to just be explaining how he gets to where he is. But now it's like half the episodes are flashbacks. Yeah. And the first 2 episodes, I was pretty okay with it. And like when Matt and I reviewed it last week, I was saying, yeah, I really like the show. It's not like my favorite, but I like it. This episode was a big letdown. You're not alone in that.
So this episode kind of made me roll my eyes at the second episode. So he comes in and it's not Jabba. Who's the one that he defeats?
Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, which is a Hutt, right? He's a Hutt.
No, so if you remember Return of the Jedi, you have Jabba the Hutt, and then I'm going to explain this anyway really quickly because it might ring a bell.
Just saying I don't remember.
Well, in Return of the Jedi, when they go to Jabba's palace, there's a guy who's translating for Jabba.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bib Fortuna. He's not a Hutt. He takes over when Jabba dies, and then Boba Fett comes in and kills him.
So Bib Fortuna, so Boba Fett comes in, kills him. Then you have 2 Hutts that are cousins to Jabba, right?
I think so, yeah.
And they're like, we're going to take this. And you think, okay, this is where the tension's going to start.
Mm-hmm.
The very next episode, they said, hey, we changed our mind. There's somebody
else. I thought that was weird. Like, I liked the fight between the Wookiee and everything. Like, I thought that was cool. but then it was just over. I'm like, wait, I thought there was going to be like a power struggle between the Hutts and Boba Fett the whole time.
What
And
I would have
now-
done is had that power struggle between the Hutts, Boba Fett. The last episode, Boba Fett defeats the Hutts. Then next season, you find out that there's this bigger power above the Hutts.
That might have
right?
made more sense. Like
Spend
the Pikes,
the whole season on the Hutts.
well, the Pikes who are coming in now are a known syndicate in the Star Wars world. They're one of the bigger syndicates, and so like it's cool to see the Pikes, trying to take Tatooine and take over Boba Fett's territory. But I kind of agree that it would have made more sense for a second season. But maybe the intention of the Book of Boba Fett is to be a limited series. I don't know. Excuse me.
Is it getting good reception?
I think it's mixed. I haven't looked at like Rotten Tomatoes scores, but based on like the Star Wars groups I'm in, it gets pretty mixed reception. Whereas when like a Mandalorian episode comes out, everyone's just like, this is amazing. And I think that what Mandalorian has always had going for it is its characters you don't know. Because like Fennec, the girl behind Boba Fett in this picture, she isn't a character we knew before. I love her. Like,
She's awesome. She's my favorite part.
Yeah, I can't complain about her at all.
Ming-Na Wen?
Yeah,
Is that her
Ming-Na
name?
Wen is the actress, yeah.
Yeah, Agent May.
But with Boba Fett, this character isn't the same as what people came to know in the movies.
Oh, you're talking about Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba
not
Fett.
Ming-Na Wen.
Well, originally Ming-Na, I'm saying, but my point was Ming-Na Wen's a new character, and so we love her because she's exactly how we expect her to be because she's new. We don't have 30, 50 years of expectations. Boba Fett, there's expectations from multiple places. The movies, the Clone Wars cartoons, and this doesn't feel like the same character.
Well,
and
is it though? Because he's like a series of clones, right? Like Boba Fett essentially. What?
Boba
you
Fett.
Explained this to me before.
Well, go ahead. Complete what you were going to say.
He's not a clone.
He is.
He's Jango Fett.
Yeah, he's an unaltered clone of Jango Fett. They didn't like speed up the aging process like they do for other clones. So yes, he's a clone.
But I thought there was numerous clones of Jango Fett.
Well, there's tons.
So there's no way that this is a different Boba Fett than what we've seen in like Clone Wars and stuff.
No, Boba Fett is the unaltered clone of Jango, his son, essentially. All the other clones are just like they were just stormtroopers. Well, before stormtroopers were stormtroopers, clone troopers is what they were really. But there's a lot of great characters from the Clone Wars. But Boba, no, this is not some separate clone. This is the same character. And he doesn't really resemble what I would expect from Boba Fett. He's like really peaceful and like he's just like this good guy. And honestly,
they're trying really hard to make you like him, like root for him, huh?
Yeah, and here's the thing: like Din Djarin from Mandalorian is way more like what Boba Fett is like than Boba Fett is in his show. Like,
which one's Din Djarin?
That's the Mandalorian.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
I feel like such a friggin' idiot, dude, when we talk about this stuff.
You're good. So Boba Fett, like when we see him in the movies, like Empire Strikes Back, he basically, when Vader is going to freeze Han and Kryptonite, he's like, he's no use to me dead. Like, he's really just a harsh guy. He just
not Kryptonite.
What did I say?
You said Kryptonite.
Carbonite. My bad.
I was like, wait, what?
Carbonite. I was trying to be like Harrison Ford. He said that one time, Kryptonite instead of Carbonite, and they corrected him. He's like, I don't care, you nerds. But like Boba Fett was this really harsh guy, just in it for the money, and pretty stoic and everything. And then I don't hate the show. This just isn't what we've come to expect from Boba Fett. And the first 2 episodes, I was kind of okay with it. But after this third one, I really didn't like it. And I'm going to show you. Well, actually, I'm going to ask you first, Lance. What did you think about the chase sequence at the end of the show?
Was it Ming-Na? No.
Like the speeder bikes.
Oh, on the train? With the train?
That was the second episode.
Oh, dude, they're all mending together.
What
were they chasing?
They were chasing the mayor's like attendant or whatever.
Obviously, it's forgettable because I watched the episode.
Okay.
I actually look forward to this show. Like, oh, it looks like Back to the Future. Oh, I remember this now.
They look awful.
Yeah.
These are the stupidest looking thing I think I've ever seen in Star Wars.
They look like a mix between like Vespas and like an old 67 Chevy.
They are Vespas, is my understanding. That they modified to make them look like Star Wars. They don't look like Star Wars to me. They look like freaking like Harleys. Like,
yeah, it looked, and by the colors and stuff, like immediately when I saw this and the clothes that they're wearing and stuff, I immediately thought of Back to the Future.
Okay, that's one comparison. I don't like that comparison because Star Wars isn't supposed to be like that.
I agree with you. I think that's dumb. Back to the Future is one of my favorite franchises. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't think that should be something that I'm seeing when I see this picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, for sure. You shouldn't see what the 80s thought was going to be like 2020.
Yeah.
Star Wars is supposed to feel like a galaxy far, far away. Now, this redheaded chick, I like her as a character so far. In fact, I like most of these people as characters. But I hate these motorcycle things.
Do you know it took me maybe roughly 5 to 10 minutes to realize that that's not Cyborg from Doom Patrol?
Dude, he looks a lot like him. And also his eyepiece looks like something more out of Star Trek than Star Wars. So I just got some issues here. I don't like it. So what does Matt say? They look like the hot rod teenagers from Dimension X. You know what they really look like, Matt? They look like Power Ranger motorcycles. They look like
dude, you had to dive deep to find that picture, dude. I don't even know what series that's from. Is that?
I don't
Turbo?
know. I just
Turbo.
Googled Power Ranger motorcycles and I was like, yep, that's what it looks like.
I think this is the one where the Blue Ranger is a little boy and when he morphs, he turns into an adult.
I don't know. I only watched the first 2 series.
Oh, in fact, I've seen lots of them.
I maybe only watched the first one. I watched up until like Gold Ranger and then I stopped watching.
Wait till your boy's a little bit older because these are hot right now. Like my boys watch this, the new ones. But there was the worst reviewed Power Rangers series is the one where the boy, it's a boy is a Blue Ranger and he morphs and he turns into an adult.
So like Shazam, like
essentially. I made that comparison when we reviewed Shazam. When we reviewed Shazam on Couch Crunchers, I made that comparison to Power Rangers this exact season. Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, Aaron says hello.
This
Aaron.
is Turbo, or the one I'm talking about is Turbo. Oh, hi, Aaron. I don't know. They all look the same, Matt. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Is there anything more you had to say about Boba Fett? Because I'm good to move on.
I do. I feel like we're trashing on it a lot, and I do want to say that I do look forward to watching the show on Wednesday when it comes out.
I do too.
For one, because there's nothing else that's coming out on Wednesdays, so it gives me something to look forward to in the week. And this week, I forgot that Peacemaker was coming out, so that was an extra little bonus with 3 episodes of Peacemaker.
Yeah, I did too.
I do want to say it's not the worst thing that Disney Plus has come out with. That still belongs to What If, in my opinion.
No, you're right. So I gave you a hard time when we just ragged on Spider-Man forever because we all actually loved Spider-Man, but it was just a really negative review. Now I don't like this as much as Spider-Man, but I do enjoy the show overall. It's fun to be in the Star Wars universe. It's fun to see the combat. It was really cool to see Cransatan, I can't remember his name, but the Black Wookiee.
Say these names, and I'm going to forget them in 2 minutes.
The Black
why
Wookiee.
do they got to make these names so hard? That is name. I would have called him Black Chewbacca. These names, this is the problem I have with the Star Wars universe. All their names, everything that these people are named, unless it's Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Han Solo, these easy ones, are forgettable. I cannot remember and I cannot keep straight who is who when you say these names. Karanzatan, is that what you said?
I can't remember. I don't know how to say his name properly. I just know that he's based on an extended universe character that's the name of them was fairly problematic because it was basically the name almost sounded like Black Klansman. And they changed it. It's like Black Krastan or something, but like when you read it in a book, it almost looked like Black Klansman. So I'm glad that they didn't put the name Black in front of his name, first of all, and that they kind of changed it. So I don't know. I just think that's kind of a problematic name.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy aspects of it. I like seeing Boba Fett fight. I just wish he would be in his armor fighting more. I want to see him using the jetpack. I want to see these things. And when I mention that online, some people will be like, well, the actor's old. I'm like, I get it. But if he's got a helmet on, put a freaking stunt double in there. Like, it doesn't have to be Tamura Morrison. You can put some 25-year-old person who's got a similar build in a costume.
Let's put it this way. Tom Holland is an accomplished gymnast. Like, he does a lot of his own stunts. They even put somebody else in his suit to do some of the more extreme stuff. So why is it like, that's not an excuse. I agree.
There's just people that want to defend it no matter what. And I get it. I love Star Wars, but like, it's okay to critique things. That's
part of the problem I have with DC fans, Marvel fans, Star Wars fans, is that like, they love the franchise, and don't get me wrong, I love the franchises too, but it is okay to think that an installment or something into that franchise is bad, right? Like Captain Marvel, Black Widow, those are bad movies, but I still love the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Thor: Dark World, that's a piss poor excuse for a movie, but I still love it. What's up, Sticks?
So Zaggy just mentioned something that I didn't have in the headlines. I want to bring up really quick. So he said Peacemaker ... everything DC should shift to HBO Max. I totally agree. The headline I wanted to mention was that CW is supposedly in the market to be purchased. And I'm just like, why don't they just roll everything into HBO Max? Like, why do we have to?
They're gonna sell CW. Well, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of CW because everything is a reboot. Like, they have Nancy Drew, Roswell. Now they have the 4400. Everything is reboot, and it's like, dude.
I stopped watching the CW.
CW used to be the place where they had like original shows that couldn't exist on the other networks. Supernatural, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Smallville. Like, they had all these shows that were very original that couldn't exist on ABC, NBC, and stuff. And now it just feels like it's Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the CW anymore. But
I would say 90% of their shows are reboots.
Yeah. But if you could bring the CW just and fold it into HBO Max and maybe allow those shows to be a little less prolonged, instead of 24 episodes of Flash season 7 or whatever, give us like a good 12, higher special effects budgets, maybe even up the maturity rating a little bit. I don't know. I think if you made them, maybe, I don't know. I just think it's weird that the CW is for sale and that it's not just rolling into HBO Max. But I've never completely understood the CW. Like, are they owned by WB, or do they just get licensing?
It's a joint. So essentially there used to be UPN and WB, or WB 61 or 61 WB or whatever it was called. UPN was owned by CBS, I think. It folded. WB became CW, which was a joint venture between CBS and Warner Brothers. Now I think the same company owns both, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't Comcast own them both? Not Comcast.
No, CBS is owned by Paramount, I thought. No, you know what? No, I don't think that's true. Because when Supergirl was on CBS, the reason it moved to CW is because there was like, the ownership was the same.
Yeah, it's Viacom CBS. Who owns CW? CBS Entertainment Group and Warner Brothers both own it joint. And Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T, and CBS is owned by Viacom CBS. So,
okay.
So it's a joint venture between the two. I remember because Buffy or Smallville or one of those that I watched when I was in high school moved from channel 45 to 61. And then channel 45 started playing the Suns games, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know who now. It's called
back in the
45.
days
I don't
of
know.
channels.
Yeah,
weird.
But I don't like CW lost me a long time ago. I mean the DC shows have sucked on there. I have no interest in any of them. Now they're talking about bringing another one with Ramsey. What's his name from Arrow?
Oh, I heard about that.
Justice U or something like that. They're bringing another show.
I saw that headline and deliberately didn't include it in this show because I was just like, I don't care.
Oh, I didn't even click
and
on
I knew
it.
You wouldn't care either. I didn't either. I just saw the headline.
I saw the headline and I said, oh, that's, another reason for me not to watch the WB. I'm not interested. Batgirl looks dumb. I don't care what Corbin says. Batgirl looks stupid. I tried to watch one episode. Batwoman, whatever.
Okay.
I tried to watch the first episode, got 20 minutes in and shut it off. And I think that was longer than most people made it through that. The Flash is gone downhill. Arrow's gone. Stephen Amell was like one of the only reasons to continue watching that show.
All of Arrow, and I did like it for the most part. But once Arrow ended, I stopped watching all of them.
Legends Tomorrow, you don't even know what the fuck is going on.
No.
Yeah, Supergirl went. Stick. Supergirl went from CBS to CW because it's a joint venture between CBS and Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So that's why it was able to make that jump.
Yeah.
But I just don't have any faith in them. But see, they're not like, if they sell the channel, that doesn't mean that the channel retains all that IP, right? So that IP could move to HBO Max. So what you're saying could still happen, right? The CW would become a totally new network. It'd be the same channel, be a totally new network, a whole new, they wouldn't have any legal holdings to the IP. So both things can happen.
It's fair. And that's what I'd rather. I wouldn't mind seeing another Flash show, but I'd like to see it on HBO Max with a different actor, different cast.
I have read several things that AT&T is looking to get out of Warner Brothers. That would be different completely. By getting out of Warner Brothers, they would lose, because they're selling the production studio. They would lose the IP, and whoever the new company would be, like Disney buying Marvel or Star Wars or whatever, whoever the new company would be would retain that IP. I heard they were potentially doing some merger with. Oh, that's a good pick. It looks like Matt.
Yep.
She looks like Matt. She's beautiful.
She definitely looks like Matt.
Matt, not so beautiful. In baby form, maybe he would be beautiful, but according to that baby.
Yeah, Matt just sent those to us in our group chat. So, well, let's move on to our next topic. Andrew Garfield likes lying. I thought this was a funny headline earlier this week. Andrew Garfield, leading up to Spider-Man No Way Home, kept getting asked if he's in the movie, and he kept saying, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Because, of course, he had to say that.
He liked coming up with different, it's like Photoshop, or it's fake news or whatever. Like, that sounds fun to me, too.
Yeah, and so he mentioned that he found it, I think, like exhilarating or something like that, but it was also really stressful, and I can't blame him. I just thought, I thought it was a funny statement for him. Well,
the poor guy, he does this movie, spoilers, I think it's safe now, right?
We're good.
He does this movie, Spider-Man. If you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, you probably aren't going to see it, judging by the box office numbers. So,
right.
So he does this movie, Spider-Man. He has to keep his involvement in it completely secret. But then he also releases Tick, Tick, Boom, to which he just won some award for, which has been a big movie for him.
Yeah,
so he has to go out there and promote that. Yeah, he has to go out and promote that. Tobey Maguire skated off easy. He doesn't have any other projects that he has to promote. I think he made more money than Andrew to do this movie, and got to just kind of lay low.
Yeah, isn't that funny? You're out there trying to promote like your not indie movie, but straight to Netflix release, and all anyone really cares about is you and Spider-Man.
Well, dude, I think so. There's an age old adage that says no publicity is bad publicity, right? Now, not so much with cancel culture, but it applies in this. He's doing an interview for a movie on Netflix, and most people, probably wouldn't be in tune with, right? It's a musical about a guy that created musicals.
Yeah.
And but because of the Spider-Man thing, it brought eyes onto the Tick Tick Boom and whatever other projects he was working in. So I think he's probably appreciative.
Probably. But which, by the way, Tick Tick Boom was pretty good. You guys should give it a watch.
I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
And he definitely deserved Best Actor. I think he should have won Best Actor for Hacksaw Ridge a few years ago, because that was
so good.
Such a good movie.
He's so good in that. And another movie, I've mentioned it on here a few times, Martin Scorsese movie, Silence.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Dude, it's like a 3-hour movie. It's long.
Is it on your video?
No, I wish. I don't own it. I keep waiting for it to be on sale because I liked it, but I've seen it. I don't want to spend $20 on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's usually, I think it's on Hulu right now. You could just watch it there. That's where I watched it originally, like 2-3 years ago. But it's got him in it. It's got Adam Driver, Liam Neeson, and I think one other big name in it. But really, the main characters are Adam Driver and himself. And man, it's good. It's so freaking good.
So,
and he should have won an award for that.
If Adam Driver's in it, sign me up, dude. I just watched another movie with Daniel Radcliffe that we just stumbled upon accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Daniel Radcliffe's best friend. It's kind of a love story. It's with the girl from The Big Sick, which is another fantastic movie.
Agreed.
Yeah,
She says Silence is unreal. What a masterpiece.
I may watch that this weekend. I don't remember what it was.
Wow, he saw it in theaters 4 times, he says.
Wow.
I hadn't heard of it. I never saw any promotion. I had no idea when it was in theaters. It's just all of a sudden I'm scrolling through Hulu and I'm like, wait, Andrew Garfield, Liam Neeson, Adam Driver, and it's a samurai movie. I mean, it's not a samurai movie, but it's set during that time. The premise of the movie is Andrew Garfield, Liam Neeson, and Adam Driver are Jesuit priests, and they're going to Japan to preach about Christ.
I did hear about this movie. He got flack for it because he did. This came out right around the same time as Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, did it? I think you're right.
And he did 2 Christian movies, and people were asking him about his religious beliefs. I do remember this movie. I didn't see it, but I do remember it being talked about.
Yeah, I have no idea what his religious beliefs are. I think he's doing another movie that's based off of religion.
He's done quite a few Christian-based movies.
Yeah.
Trying to find the name of this movie. That What If it's called. So it's a good What If. It's not the bad What If from Disney Plus. It's called What If with Daniel Radcliffe and Adam Driver. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I hate referencing a movie that I can't remember the name.
Well, any of us could have just gone onto Google or IMDb and looked it up. It's all good, dude.
Hey, real quick, back to the Andrew Garfield thing. I'm not sure if you guys talked about it last week, but the rumors are ramping up about a potential Amazing Spider-Man 3.
I hope so. I would love it.
They are gearing up and coming with some force. And I read of several articles about Tobey Maguire potentially coming back to the franchise.
I would watch a Spider-Man 4, but I'm much more interested in seeing Andrew Garfield get to do another movie in his world.
Well, I want to see him go full rage mode like he talked about in No Way Home.
I think that'd be kind of interesting. But I don't know if they would do basically a prequel to No Way Home, or if they would just kind of do after No Way Home. I honestly feel like after No Way Home would be more marketable to say, hey, it's kind of a sequel to that huge blockbuster.
Yeah. I feel like a Tobey Maguire movie would work if they did it, where he was Jake Johnson's character in Into the Spider-Verse, kind of a drunk. I would watch that too.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be interesting.
All right, what's next? Sorry, I didn't mean to distract.
You're good.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're good. The next thing, I just saw this today. Tim Allen is coming to do a Santa Claus series on Disney Plus.
What?
From the creators of the Last Man Standing. I'm stoked about this, man. I'm so stoked about this.
As long as it's better than Santa Claus 3, because that blew.
Santa Claus 3 is garbage. Santa Claus 2 isn't really that good either, but I still watch it.
Santa Claus 2 is decent.
It's okay, but Santa Claus 1 is just...
I watched it just a few weeks ago with my kids.
Yeah, we watch all 3 every Christmas. Even though 3's not good, we still throw it on. I just hate Toy Santa in the second movie. I just think
it's dumb, but there's
really
still
dumb.
some funny parts.
But it's
Santa
a kids
Claus
movie.
3 is hot shit.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
And I love Martin Short. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's coming back. Every time I watch these, I tell Kelsey, I'm like, they need to do a sequel. We need another one, man. And you know what? If it's going to be a TV series, great. They're supposed to start filming, I think, in March is what I saw.
So
maybe it comes out this Christmas.
I was just thinking about that when we watched Santa Claus 2 the other day. And then there was a report coming out about the main elf in the first 2. He didn't come back for the third one.
Yeah.
So there was some stuff going on about that. And I was thinking, why haven't they revisited this? Because it was a moneymaker. Even 3, which was bad, made decent enough money to warrant a sequel.
Sorry. Who the heck is Dudley Moore?
Dudley Moore?
Yeah. It's just saying Santa Claus the movie starring Dudley Moore. Oh, it's a 1985 movie. Oh, I'd never heard of that movie. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I got us off track.
I thought Dudley Moore was like the cans of like the stew. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Oh, man. I don't know. I think it's fun. Maybe it's going to come out this Christmas. Maybe it'll have to lead until the next Christmas. Because, if they're filming in March, maybe that's not enough time to do post and everything for a show coming out this Christmas.
Oh, John Lithgow is in that old movie, Santa Claus.
Oh, nice.
I'd watch that. I'm like, Dinty Moore. Dinty Moore is the stew.
Nice. Okay. All right. You were on to something.
Beef stew. I when I saw Dudley Moore, I thought he was making a joke. I was like, Santa Claus with the stew? That doesn't sound very good. All right. What's next?
Well, this is your reminder to, if you're listening, because if you're watching, you've already hit that subscribe button if you're here watching. We know it. Why wouldn't you? But if you're listening, hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. Make sure you're liking us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We like to post funny memes on occasion, and you turn those alerts on, you'll know when we're live, and you'll see everything that's going on with Absolute Geek. But without further ado, we're going to move on to also say, make sure you support your local comic shop. I'm sure Ish likes us saying this, being that he has his own out there in Scottsdale. We don't have any top 5 comics this week because Matt's not here, and
Matt's a lazy bum.
Lazy bum, having a kid, not getting any sleep. Yeah, but Lance and I don't read as many comics, so no top 5 comics this week. But that leads us into the final topic of our show.
Oh, you didn't say it. It's called Fantastic World Comics in Scottsdale. Go check it out.
Fantastic.
I wanted to drop the name. I thought you were going to do it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm so geeked. I'm so excited to talk about this one.
Peacemaker, man. Tell me your thoughts. Go ahead.
It was fucking awesome. And it impressed me. Like it exceeded my expectations, because when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that sounds dumb.
Well, when I first heard that it was happening was after I watched Suicide Squad, and then you find out that Peacemaker's still alive. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, oh, they're doing a show about him? That's dumb. And then I saw the trailer at Comic-Con that they did, or DC Fan Fest, Fandom, whatever. And I was like, what the heck? This looks amazing. This looks so good. So I actually went in with high expectations, and they still exceeded them. I just have to say anyway, the intro song / dance is the best thing ever.
I was just going to bring that up. If you are on the fence about the show, don't go watch the trailer. Just go watch the intro. and that should be enough to convince you to watch the show. Like, it is so good, and the dance is so
Hilarious.
corny, and they get every actor in the show to do it. Even the eagle is in the intro.
Oh, the
Eagly.
eagle. Eagly
Yeah.
is awesome.
They do not have enough eagly. He
Well,
needs to be
Eagly
more in
seems
the
to
show.
be a mixture of CGI at times and then animatronic at other times.
Yeah.
I love him. I love Eagly.
No, but he is this show's Baby Yoda. He
Yes.
could be this show's Baby Yoda. They need to
Absolutely.
put Eagly in it more. But John Cena is in rare form here, dude. Like, he's better in the show than he is in the movie, in my opinion.
And he was
And
good in the movie.
Yeah, and I don't have any confidence in him as an actor at all. I mean, he's not even good at being invisible. Like, but he it's good, man. Dude, it's so violent and it's so funny, and it's just everything that I could want in a James Gunn. And James Gunn wrote and directed every episode, because I noticed the first 3 it all says directed by James Gunn.
I think the first 5 are all going to be directed by him, is what I think they said at DC Fandom. We can verify that, but the first 3, they were all directed, written by him, and you can tell his hand is in this.
Oh,
it's totally. It's got his humor. It definitely. I rewatched Suicide Squad today while I was working, just so that I could see if Peacemaker feels the same. Totally does. It totally feels like the Suicide Squad movie.
It feels very cinematic. Like, this could have been its own movie. You know, we haven't seen the rest of it. We've only seen 3 episodes, but just judging, just by the first 3 episodes, it feels like the first third of a movie. Like, so I like when these TV shows now, and it's been happening for a couple years, but these TV shows are starting to embrace that cinematic quality rather than being, monster of the week or whatever, crime of the week or whatever it could be. Like, they're embracing the cinematic thing. And dude, it reminds me of, it's not as weird. I mean, there is some weirdness to it, but it reminds me, the what it's delivering to me is the same thing that I felt like I was getting from Doom Patrol season 1.
I literally thought the same thing today. I was like, this is a slightly more realistic Doom Patrol, and that's a good thing. I think, like, Doom Patrol is so good, but it is really weird and really out there. And this is weird and it's out there, but it's grounded a little bit more in like the DC universe and just like reality, but it's also pretty hilarious because why am I forgetting the character's name? But like the karate, the kung fu master, I think that's the name. Judo master, I think.
Yeah,
like that's a funny looking character, but it works. Or Vigilante. Okay, so I loved Vigilante in Arrow, but he was a very serious take on the character. And now you've got this absolute like stalkerish, like just wants to have a friend, really needy version of Vigilante. And it's great. Him calling Peacemaker and saying, "Hey, I've got a heroin deal. You gonna come bust it with me?" And John Cena gets that, or Peacemaker gets that voicemail. He's like, "Dude, you're leaving this on my phone. What is wrong with you? The heck?" I find the show absolutely hilarious. I like that Amanda Waller isn't in it very much. She's so freaking hateable. I don't like watching her. But that's
even though I love Viola Davis.
That's what I'm saying. It's a testament to the actress. She does a fantastic job. But man, I hate her.
I love the constant references to other characters, like Peacemaker's hatred of Aquaman. How he has sex with fish, which is not confirmed, or
That's
his
hilarious.
exchange with his father's next door neighbor about how Batman is a real superhero and Peacemaker isn't, and dude, what is going on with his father's hair? He looks like the same. He looks like is it John Voight in Zoolander? Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but
his dad's a freaking awful human being.
Oh yeah, complete racist. Did you have you seen the end credit scenes?
Yeah.
The one, what was the helmet?
Oh, that gives you scabies.
Yeah. Everybody should have scabies once in their life. Oh man, I was laughing my ass off.
Speaking of
and
helmets,
every episode
dude,
has an end credits.
When he does that like sonic boom.
That
with
is
the
fucking
helmet
awesome.
and just blows that butterfly to pieces.
Where was
Absolutely
that when they were
hilarious.
fighting the starfish? That would have
Right?
been
Well,
useful.
he was out of commission when they were
Yeah.
fighting the starfish. Which reminds me, I think people that watch us know that we go into spoilers, but just throwing the ticker up there. We're
Yeah.
spoiling the first 3 episodes.
I
Not that I think there's anything like that spoilery yet. Honestly, like we
you
haven't
find
gotten
out
that.
like it takes 3 episodes to find out what the butterflies are. And I'm not gonna get
Well,
into
that
because
wasn't even a surprise to me. I was like,
no, but it was kind of funny how for the first 2.5 episodes he's asking what you won't even tell me what butterflies are. You won't even tell me what butterflies are, and that's the last scene of episode 3 is you finally find out what they are. But I love so he's this big wrecking machine, killing machine dude, and he has such this childlike excitement to him, like when he finds the records and he's jumping from balcony to
records
balcony
would have
with
broken.
oh absolutely, and he's jumping from balcony to balcony and he's dancing there in his underwear to these records to Cinderella and stuff. And when he what was the other thing I was thinking of? Oh, they show his diary. Like they find his diary or something like that, and it looks like a 10-year-old's diary. Like it has stickers all over it and says Wayne Foundation and all this other stuff on it. And it just like he's a child in, what looks like a 500-pound man's body of pure muscle.
Dude,
and
okay.
gets so excited. But what I also liked is in Suicide Squad, it kind of portrays him to be this guy that will do whatever it takes in the name of peace, right? He'll kill every man, woman, child, whatever. But I like that it added some emotional, it gave an emotional tether at, in episode 3 when he's positioned to shoot the kids and he can't do it. So I like that it's given him some emotional depth.
I think he's getting that depth because of killing Rick Flag.
Well, yeah, it shows in episode 2. I think he's crying over what he did to Rick Flag.
Yeah, because when he kills Rick Flag in the movie, like I said, I watched it again today. Rick Flag
still pissed
says,
about. Joel Kinnaman's awesome.
Oh, he was so good. I agree. I was so pissed, and I still can't forgive Peacemaker for it. I still can't fully forgive him.
I keep hoping that WB is going to hear our cries as fans everywhere and bring Rick Flag back in some capacity.
Oh, I guess you could, but
anybody.
Anyway, when he kills him, Rick Flag looks him in the face and says, "Peacemaker, what a joke."
Yeah,
because it is like you're saying you're Peacemaker and you are freaking violent, man.
The guy 100% of his being is a contradiction.
There's a walking contradiction. Yeah. But speaking of tone, one of the things that was the funniest, that's like set the tone for the show immediately, besides the dance number and the intro song, which literally had me like laughing like so hard. But the beginning when he's looking at the X-ray and he like is talking to the doctor.
You make my muscles look bigger.
Can you give a different definition here? I work really hard on those small muscles and they just don't look good on this X-ray. She's just like, that's not the purpose of the X-ray, sir. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. There was quite a few things that just had me rolling. When they were talking about Batmite.
Oh, okay.
Batmite is a bigger superhero than Peacemaker, and he's
that's
like
another
2 foot
funny
tall.
Easter egg. Yeah, the hot Cheetos. Someone was talking about how that was funny. That was hilarious. He's like, he keeps the hot Cheetos and just flinging them at his face.
Yeah, stop it! And he keeps opening his mouth.
Or when Vigilante's getting shocked in the balls, and Peacemaker's just like, yeah, go ahead, whatever. Like it's like it was like the most ineffective interrogation technique. What are you doing? He doesn't care about this guy.
The whole show is just making fun of all these obscure characters. Like they make a reference to Doll Man and how ridiculous that name is. They talk about Batmite, they talk about Batman, they talk about Aquaman fucking fish, and like
and I love it. That's what James Gunn said one of his goals was with the Suicide Squad was I want to get the most ridiculous characters and put them on screen. And now he's running the show and he's trying to keep that energy going, talking about these goofy characters and making them canon in the DC universe, but in a funny way.
When it seems like him and his dad are having a bonding moment at the table, and he talks about Bloodsport being afraid of rats, and then them having the rat catcher come in and basically having rats crawl all over this guy. And then that was hilarious, dude. If I keep moving
Vigilante
my
making
face,
faces to find his identity. Yeah,
yeah.
hide his identity.
And then the dad goes, "Oh, what a pansy! He's not the one that shot you, right?" And it completely changes the whole environment. You know, all of a sudden, Peacemaker's back to being a little pansy, essentially, because he got shot by the guy that's afraid of rats. Yeah, just everything in this show just was cracking me up.
It's so good. It's very well written. It's well directed. The action's fun. It's really bloody. It's
Him trying to pick up the main girl in the bar, the blonde from the team.
Geez. I know. I saw that, and I'm like, they call you a dick for a reason, because goodness gracious, you're being way too forward here, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. That would be the way I would see some raunchy 12-year-old kid trying to, lose his virginity for the first time. So there's this childlike essence to him that I find hilarious. He is essentially a big child.
He is. I mean, I don't know how old the character is, but if we're going off of John Cena, he's maybe in his 40s or something. Mm-hmm. And he acts like he still treats sex as if he's like this 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like it's just interesting. The actor is 44. I don't know how old the character is supposed to be, but I'm going to guess around that age. Yeah. I don't know. I can't say enough good things about it. I really don't have any negative critiques at this point. I think it's
there's not one negative. I would rate this a 10 out of 10, hands down. Like I wanted to watch it again, but I was so tired from the freaking last 2 days I had at work. I wanted to watch all 3 episodes again before the show tonight. Like I rarely get that excited to watch a show again. Obviously, I watched the Hawkeye episodes again. I watched the Loki episodes again, WandaVision, all those. But I wasn't as excited to watch those like I was to rewatch Peacemaker.
Yeah, I hear you. Or another funny moment when he's jumping from each of those like balconies, just like falling down like 4 stories worth of apartment buildings.
Why didn't he try to walk into one of those apartments and use the stairs?
I mean, there were cops inside. Maybe that's why, but it was pretty funny.
I just thought it was really funny. And he's supposed to be this big killing machine. You don't think he could take out a couple of small town cops? Not small town. They're in Vegas.
Also,
right?
he's trying to be like on this secret mission, and he's dressed in the most flamboyant outfit possible. Like everyone's going to know who you are immediately. It's just funny.
Yeah, I want to know about the thing that turns into the little spaceship. I'm assuming that that's probably to house, or that probably is a butterfly transport. I wonder if that's their spaceship. I have no idea. We don't know anything about these butterflies. I'm not sure if there's any reference to them in the comics. But in the episode,
paying attention? Who they confirmed that girl that he has sex with is a butterfly? The second girl that he has sex with is a butterfly?
No, I'm pretty sure that they're talking about the first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Yeah, the 80s rocker chick.
Okay.
But I'm assuming that that's a spaceship for the butterfly. I wish Matt was here because I'm not familiar with any reference to these butterflies from the comics. This seems
I wonder
like
if he is too. This seems pretty obscure.
It seems like James Gunn has a pretty warped mind, and it seems like something that he would come up with. But they got that info after the fact.
I don't know. I remember them noticing that they noted that she was a butterfly when he told her what happened. He didn't know she was a butterfly. He was just getting attacked by this crazy chick, and then he killed her. And as soon as he told them about it, they said, she's a butterfly. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Which did the butterfly from her? So when a butterfly, so now we got the spoiler stickers up, so I feel a little bit more comfortable talking about it. But the butterflies are these like parasitic alien things that are in their heads and turn them into killing machines or whatever. At the end of the thing, they kill the senator. The butterfly escapes from the head. Can that butterfly go into somebody else's head, or they die without a host? I have lots of questions.
My assumption is yes,
but it doesn't make a play for either one of them.
Well, it kind of cuts away. It might make a play for them still.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It leaves questions.
It does, and we'll find out in a week from now, I think. But it also does show right after that how many butterflies there are all over the world, and there's way too many for them to go individually hunt them down. So something's got to give. I
That's
don't
why
know.
they bring in the Suicide Squad.
Or is there going to be a hive mind that they have to kill? Or I don't know what they're going to do. But it makes it interesting because it's not just, hey, let's go hunt down these 10 butterflies. It's, there's like millions now. And also, you don't want to go killing millions of people on the planet. I mean, if you're Amanda Waller, I guess you would. But there's got to be a way to like separate the butterflies without killing the hosts. And now that I'm saying this out loud, wow, this is similar to the Starro thing. Starro latches onto its hosts and kills them. And it seems like that's what the butterflies do.
That's where I'm saying it's like it seems completely like James Gunn, because he's done similar stories like this numerous times.
Yeah.
Where these host monster things, make these zombie things,
Yeah. So
it seems very James Gunn.
So yes, Stick says there was no butterfly after he killed the rocker chick. Yeah, I thought that when
she obliterated.
Yeah, he obliterated her though. So that's why I thought that's why there was.
They literally at the end later in the episode, she's holding up a thing and goes, "What is this? Pizza toppings?" Like it was the skin from her. No,
From
that's
her
somebody's face. Yeah, it obliterated everything. Nothing could have survived that. In fact, it even shows you that nothing can survive that, because it puts a blue force field around Peacemaker to make sure he survives it. So it literally obliterates everything.
And I guess there's a trailer for season 4, Stick says, or episode 4. I didn't know they did trailers for the next episode. I'll have to watch that after this.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would have just put it at the end of the episode. I like when HBO does that. So if you watch HBO original shows, not the Max shows, but the original shows like 6 Feet Under and all those, all of them have a next week after the episode's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I like that, but with no spoilers. I don't like when they do spoilers in the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what show it was that every trailer would like essentially tell you what was happening in the next episode. There's no surprises.
Give you all the reveals right away.
Yeah, I don't remember what show it was, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's a good show. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And really watch all the DC stuff on HBO Max. It's all been good. Doom Patrol this last season was a little iffy, but Titans is good. Doom Patrol's good. Peacemaker's good. I'm excited to see what else comes out. I read an article that James Gunn is being approached about doing another show on HBO Max in the DC universe. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, James Gunn is definitely going to be a primary property for Warner Brothers for some time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job at Marvel, and then they made the mistake of firing him.
Well, he's still at Marvel.
No, I know, but like in that time they fired him is when DC was like, well, we'll take the guy. And I think it's paying off. I mean, the first Suicide Squad movie didn't get well received, but this James Gunn one, a lot more positively received.
I'm more and more, because there are things that I like in the first Suicide Squad movie, like Diablo specifically.
Yeah, Diablo was good.
I'm getting more and more on this train of release the Ayer cut.
I'm good. I don't need to see that.
Well, apparently like 90% of his movie was changed.
I mean, I'd watch it, but I'm not as like clamoring for it as the Justice League cut.
I mean, if it's as good as like Joel Kinnaman has said, like many people have said that they've seen this David Ayer cut, or they know the story of the David Ayer cut, and all these actors have said how great it is, I'm interested in seeing it.
Yeah, it's again that conversation we had earlier about WB they don't manage their projects well. Just get out of the director's way, man. Let them do what they want to do. Like, I understand the studio has to get involved a little bit. Like Zack Snyder, Justice League, you don't want to release that into the theaters. 4-hour movie. It's a bit ridiculous. Like I understand there needs to be some.
Well, he added a lot. That wasn't his original plan.
No, I know.
That 4-hour movie.
I know. But that's all I'm saying is like
Suicide Squad sticks. David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
The first Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, I will admit, as much I didn't like it, like I didn't love it, but it was much better than Joss Whedon's movie, Justice League. He did some artistic stuff that I'm just like, this is stupid. I don't understand why you had to do that. But if I get the same level of improvement from Joss Whedon's Justice League to Zack Snyder's Justice League that I can get from the original Suicide Squad to David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad, I'm interested. I think that's worth me watching.
No, like I said, I'd watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not clamoring for it as much. But it would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Well, even the extended edition of Batman versus Superman is better than what we got in the theaters. So all their extended editions, I think, have improved on the stuff we got in the theater.
Yeah, I agree.
Ultimate Edition, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I enjoy it. I can't wait for next week. I got Boba Fett on Wednesday. I've got Peacemaker on Thursday. I think that's all I have to look forward to.
I think so. Yeah, that's all the shows we've got right now. I don't know if there's anything else coming out that we're like looking forward to right now.
Clamber. What's he trying to say?
He's making fun of me saying clamoring, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Lance?
There was, and now I forgot. Oh, dude, I started playing Deathloop. That game is confusing as shit.
It doesn't hold your hand.
No, I feel like I keep starting from the same spot, and I'm like, mother effort, dude. Like,
you do.
They never give me the guns that I need to go kill these people. I'm incredibly frustrated by that game.
I don't know how far you are into it, but it does.
I'm trying to get into the apartment, and I still can't figure it out.
Oh, you're like
I'm
right
at the very beginning. Yes.
Okay, that's why you're frustrated. Once you get into the apartment, they give you like this infusion ability so that you can keep guns from each loop. And so then you start the loop over and you're like, okay, you've got the guns you want. And the same thing with abilities. Once you get some abilities, you can like infuse them and keep those abilities from loop.
Yeah, that's the part that's frustrating is starting over. This is why I hated Mario as a kid. Starting over and losing all the cool crap I got.
Yeah, it's why I'm not into roguelikes or whatever they call them. There's a lot of games like this where like they do make you start over every time, and I'm not into that. But Deathloop does it better because they let you keep some progress.
Matt brought up a good point, and I can't believe I almost forgot this because it is truly heartbreaking. We lost Danny Tanner this week, unexpectedly. Thankfully, it wasn't drugs or anything like that. Like, from what we know right now, his legacy is still intact. But 65 years old, even my 10-year-old daughter, because she's my daughter loves Full House, the original Full House, not Fuller House. She watches the original Full House. And I said, hey, Danny Tanner died. And she goes, what? How old was he? And I go, 65. And she goes, that's not an age to die. So incredibly sad. And Betty White as well. I haven't been on the show to talk about it, but
yeah, the woman White, who never ages, who was never going to die.
I never thought that person was going to die, dude. But what's really sad is they have this theatrical movie coming out celebrating her 100th birthday in a week or so. Yeah, and she died.
She didn't get there.
She died 2 or 3 weeks before this came out, this celebration of her life. And so,
yeah, man, Bob Saget passing away. Betty White is sad, but 99 years old, she lived a really good life. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. You know, most people don't make it to triple digits.
You're not Bob supposed Saget, to die at 65.
He's younger than my dad, not by a lot, but by a little bit. That's young. You know, that's sad. It's a bummer. And I don't know Bob Saget from much other than Full House and then America's Funniest Home Videos. I've seen some of his stand up, but like I watched Full House a lot. Like he was like my TV dad growing up.
He was everybody's dad. Like he was everybody's TV dad. Him, Uncle Phil. I'm trying to remember who else from that time period that just Uncle Phil. I remember when Uncle Phil died, dude. I was heartbroken. I mean, he was the voice of freaking Shredder, dude. Like, how cool is that?
He is. I didn't know that.
Uncle Phil is the voice of Shredder on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
it
freaking
was
awesome. But it's just sad. You take care of yourselves, everybody. I guess that's all I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Oh, that's what I want to talk about, dude. I just finished Station 11 last night. That show is freaking awesome. Speaking of HBO Max,
Okay.
Station 11 is awesome, and it's weird, and I loved every second of it. And if you have, dude, his stand-up is super raunchy. Aristocrats,
yeah.
Super raunchy. But Station 11 is badass, dude. And then we just finished on Peacock. So we were sick with COVID. We had time to watch a lot of shows.
Yeah.
We just finished on Peacock, The Lost Symbol, which is Dan Brown's, the Da Vinci Code and Lost and Angels and Demons. It's a TV show of the third book, and that is really good too. Enjoyed both of those things. So if you're looking for new stuff to watch in a world where not many new things are coming out, there's two for you.
Nice.
But I'm done. I'll go. I'll stop now.
You're good, dude. You're good. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I was looking through a ton of different headlines, and there hasn't been a lot of geek news to share, really. But yeah, it's been fun hanging out tonight. I'm glad we could do this. We're gonna have another episode next week, and then Matt was planning on coming back for episode 300. So that's only a couple weeks away.
I have some news on that, the potential interview that we have for that.
Nice.
Well, and Matt will have to come and do it because it seems this particular actor seems only fitting that Matt would do it. As much as I want to do it, it's more fitting that Matt does it. But I do want to, there was a piece of news. Apparently they've started casting Fantastic Four.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And apparently there's a rumor that it is John Krasinski.
That would be sick.
And that he's going to be in Doctor Strange at some point.
Cool.
So cool. I don't know in what capacity. I don't know if that's real. That's total rumor. So it's not a spoiler because it may not happen.
It would be a really fun way to reveal his character, though, wouldn't it? If
Dude, I've been clamoring for him.
They could keep that secret, and then you go into Doctor Strange, and boom, there's John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. It'd be pretty darn awesome.
Leftover Zaggy says Carl Winslow was America's Dad too. Family Matters.
Oh yeah,
Carl Winslow was an angry SOB half that show.
Was he? I remember loving that show.
Oh, that show's great. Bill Cosby, I don't have that. All I remember him from my childhood is wearing funky sweaters and being the Jell-O spokesperson. And now he's, technically he was released. So, but he was a rapist essentially. So I'm not going to call him America's Dad, but yes, I did go through when my parents were moving, I did find a fatherhood book by Bill Cosby in their garage from 1987 or something like that. I said, "Oh, this did not age well."
No, it did not. Cosby and his wine. I totally agree. And on that note, it has been great hanging out with you all tonight. And for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Max.
And I'm Lance.
Till next time.
All you freaks and geeks.
Come all you freaks and geeks. Let's listen to Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek.
We'll go ahead and spread our cheeks.
Spread the cheeks.
And drink some Cosby wine.
We'll drink some Cosby wine. It makes me feel real fine. See you next time on the Absolute Geek.